Bob, hi.
Yeah, I'm Bob.
How are you?
Really good to see you.
Good to see you. You got here early today.
Yeah, and thanks for letting me sit here for a couple hours.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, no, this is fun. This is exciting. I'm excited because we've done this before.
Yeah,
right?
Different incarnations.
We've
your old house.
We have started. Used to do my internet show in the house.
Yep, and now you got a whole Mr. Rogers thing going with the shoes.
Yeah, just get a little more comfortable before the show starts.
Right.
And
I like those socks, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I mean, I really like them.
Yeah.
I mean, I like them when you're done.
Yeah, absolutely. You want them?
I want them. I want them when you're finished. That's my only fetish.
Okay.
Is other comedians' socks.
Yeah.
Nothing sounds grosser than that.
Yeah,
really.
no. Well, that's something that we can make happen for sure. I'd be honored if you took them. So we walked in tonight. You were nice enough to say that you thought I was. You complimented me. You said, yeah, because I got a haircut today.
I was looking just below your waist, though. I thought you looked great.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you said, yeah.
The moment I saw you, this went. He's just hanging really good this year.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Oh, this is public access?
You look great.
This is real cable.
You look great, Bob.
I look great?
You look great.
Seriously?
Yeah, look, and I want to ask...
I couldn't hear you. Could you say that one more time?
You look great, because I'm thinking, like, you've got great hair, is what I'm thinking.
Well, I work on it. I condition it. I look at pictures of Brenda Vaccaro and Joyce DeWitt, and I try to bouffant it out as much as I can.
But you've always had great hair.
Not always. It was difficult.
Really?
There was a couple years there where I didn't know if it was going to make it.
Really? Yeah, well, that's, I think, where I'm at right now. Well, you want to take a call and see?
Yeah, sure.
Let's
I'll
take
do
a call
anything.
from Mike in Massachusetts, and I recommend everybody go out and get a copy of Bob's book. It's a hilarious book, but also has got a lot of poignant moments that I think people will learn from.
Thank
Mike
you, Tom.
in Massachusetts, you're on the air. Go ahead. What's your question for Bob?
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Bob. I want to know, were you ever banned from a club or kicked off stage offensive material?
A little Skype problem
I'm
there.
sorry, it's hard to hear. You repeat that one more time. Do you live in the set of Roseanne? I'm sorry, Mike. Take one more time.
Right again. Were you ever banned from a club or kicked off stage for offensive material?
No. Oddly enough, it took me a long time to get comfortable with it. And I came up with, I introduced Sam Kinison to the Rodney Dangerfield. And Sam would say stuff that he was asked not to come back to clubs. And I was always kind of the guy doing the right thing. And then it took me a whole tangent. It was like a long surfing to get to 30 years of being offensive.
What was it like hanging out with Sam Kinison and Rodney Dangerfield? What were those guys like to just
It was pretty interesting. I like dark, twisted souls, which is why I like your shoes very much.
Thank you.
It's good to have quiet time sometimes, just to regroup.
But I mean, did you meet them because you were a fan? Did you go up to them and say, "Hey, I'm a comedian," or were you already famous at that point and you just naturally hung out with them?
I was in Rodney. I met in La Jolla, California. I was like 24, and I was sitting at the back of the room, and Robin Williams was on that weekend, and a friend of mine, Bruce Baum, was on, a comedian. And Rodney came in and came up to me and he goes, "Hey man, I've seen you on the Merv Griffin show. You're funny. You're messed up." I'm cleaning it up because I don't want to totally curse. But he said, you got a life problem. You got a Jewish head. You got a lot of problems. You're never going to rest at night. Your mind's always going. Yeah. So that was basically, he cursed me the moment he met me with my own crime of my mind always spinning. But he thought I was funny. And I stayed friends with him until I officiated his funeral. Yeah. So that's a whole lifetime. And Sam Kinison I met in Houston. He wasn't allowed to perform. He was banned from a club. The Comedy Works in Houston wouldn't let him play, and so he chained himself to a telephone pole out in front of the club dressed as Jesus in a diaper and put a crown of thorns on himself and said that he was persecuted by the comedy club. And it was in the Houston Chronicle. And I saw the article, and then I said, I really want to meet this guy. So the comedians that I was working with at this other club, the Laugh Stop. That's a great name for a club.
Sure, yeah.
The Laugh Stop.
Yeah, that's people stop laughing.
Stop laughing. Yeah. No laughter here. That'd be a good sign. and so then I met Sam and we became friendly. But my partying days that was the early 80s, so I had to curtail those so that I could get on with my normal organ function.
Sure. I've just been reading your book, Dirty Daddy. Why did you call the book Dirty Daddy? I know why, but why did you call it Dirty Daddy?
Well, it sounds lascivious, but it's not. It's a play on words. Yeah. I am a father. I'm known for father roles on television. One specifically would be Full House, and I have a sense of humor which has always been gallows humor and always had a kind of a bluish sense of humor. But it's kind of about how those two worlds have met and being a dad. And my daughters were the first people that read this book, and they loved it, which then I paid them.
Do you write anything in the book that you go, oh, geez, maybe I shouldn't have written that? Or
There are a couple of things. I didn't mention my kids by name. I didn't mention, there's a chapter called Relationships I'd rather not talk about, and I don't mention any one of those people by name. But I infer, I don't like to talk about people unless they're really famous.
Yeah.
So I name drop the people that helped my career, Rodney Dangerfield and Richard Pryor and Don Rickles, who's a friend of mine. I'm very honored to know him. And Stamos has to be mentioned because you can't really walk into a room and not mention his name. I mention him and I can hear women adjusting themselves in their chair.
Yeah, we have a lot of Full House fans here in the crowd.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid it. They grew up watching
I was actually just in San Francisco with my girlfriend on the weekend, and we shot a little video up there. I went and I pointed at the Full House house.
Did you?
Yeah, just I'll show you if you want to see it. I pointed at the Full House house.
They actually took it off of the thing. You're not allowed to go look at the painted ladies, they call them.
Yeah, there they are right there. That's me pointing at it, see?
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's...
I went there and I took a pic. You look like you're having trouble walking away from it.
Yeah, well, I just pointing at it, and then I walk over and I point at it a little more, and then,
You just keep pointing at
Now,
it.
did you actually shoot the sitcom inside that house?
Yes, the entire thing. and we lived in it as well.
Yeah.
The toilet was always broken
Yeah.
because Dave had a problem.
No, I mean,
We never shot anything there. First time I ever saw it was one time with Stamos. We went there for his birthday celebration because we're about as fruity as it can get. And then I went back there to do some press for a show I was doing at the Warfield or something up there. And I took a picture of it and it trended, and the lady that lives there felt violated, and I feel bad too.
So, but I mean, one thing that is interesting, I think, about Full House is that you guys are all still friends.
Yeah.
Everyone in the cast, you're all still friends.
We're very close. I just went to Dave's wedding, and they asked me to speak, so I read my book.
Yeah.
I did an entire reading. It
But
took
that
9 hours.
That never happens.
The people don't stay friends with people that they've worked with usually.
I don't even think the cast of Friends is still friends.
I think they are. But
Are they really?
Yeah,
They
I
have
think
to
they
be,
do
though,
it
'cause
separately.
the show
Maybe
was
they
called Friends.
quad split Skype or something.
But I mean,
I don't think Conrad Bain and Gary Coleman hung out.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
certain people wouldn't. But it's actually a lot of it's in the book. There is a lot of Full House stuff in there too, because Dave was working at a comedy club in Detroit, and I met him, and he needed a place to stay, and I let him stay at my apartment, my one-bedroom apartment in Palms.
Yeah.
Which I wish you'd been shooting that show at, this show, because it's very long to get here. It took me 2 days to get here.
Yeah, traffic in
unbelievable.
beautiful downtown Burbank.
It is. It's beautiful downtown.
That is wild.
You bet your bippy.
Let's take a call from Scott in Tennessee. Scott, you are on the air with Bob Saget. Go ahead with your question. Oh, okay.
Oh, you sound good, Scott. Are you wearing a cathetering device?
What is that?
Is that your voice?
Scott, are you pranking us right now? Is that what's going on? Or is there something wrong?
That's
with
so cute. Your voice is
All right,
harmonized.
we'll hang up on him. Bye, Scott. See
I
you
feel
later.
bad,
That's cool.
Scott.
That was
Sorry.
Good. That was our first prank call.
That was
of the-
unbelievable.
First prank call of the season, though.
It was a harmonized thing where he was just twisting his testicles to the right as hard as he could.
Good
That's
job.
it.
Good job. Dan in Ontario, you're on the air.
Hi. Hi, Dan. Shifting. Hey, how's it going?
Nice to see you. Sorry.
My question is, does Bob have a story about the first stand-up that he's ever seen?
The first stand-up that I've ever seen.
Yeah, like, do you have a special story about, was there a stand-up that had a big influence on you when you were starting out?
Yeah, I think one of the first people I ever saw was I started at 17 years old, so at that year I saw a couple people. I saw Don Rickles at the Latin Casino, which I couldn't believe how great he was because I've been watching him on The Tonight Show all those years and roasts and everything. And then I also saw Robert Klein at University of Pennsylvania, who was one of the main voices of stand-up, and it was amazing to watch. I didn't think I'd become a stand-up. I was doing improv, and I went to student film school. So then I came to LA, and then the Comedy Store said, "You want to work here?" And I quit USC film school.
You have this.
It's so boring.
Your father had a very dark sense of humor, didn't he?
Incredibly.
Yeah.
My dad was a meat executive, and so he saw a lot of cows murdered over the years. And that's no way to talk about my mother.
Yeah.
But she didn't deserve that. She was a good old
so when-
sow.
So when you started Full House, and it's this clean,
Yeah.
all-American, family-friendly show,
Right.
but you already had a dark, dirty sense of humor.
Yes, I had just been fired from a job because of it. I was on a CBS show called The Morning Program right before before that I was in a Richard Pryor movie called Critical Condition, which had kind of a sick sense of humor to it, the movie. And then I did this morning program, and I got fired from that because the host asked me, "Are you a type A personality?" And I said, "Yes, but I'm trying to work on my anus."